Come on.
This is IT.
Hi.
I need help with my computer.
All right, we'll send someone right over. How may I be of assistance, sir?
My computer's just not working. It won't turn on.
Okay, we can take a look at that.
Oh. Thanks, admin man.
Don't mention it. Hey everyone, Devin here with the Feature Maker Lab. Today, we're going to be talking about IT. Now, what is IT, you may be wondering? IT, or information technology, is simply computers of any shape or size. So a common computer, mobile devices like smartphones and tablets, or even servers. So just about everyone in today's world uses IT, whether you're actually physically working on it firsthand, or if you're simply clocking in for work or anything like that, you're still using IT systems. So it's a really high demand area where we're still needing people to work on these. Now, to get trained in IT, it's a little bit different from a lot of other types of jobs. What you need is certifications. So what they are different certs that just say that you've been trained specifically to work in this one particular area. So you take one for hardware, for software, networking, and on and on and on. So to talk a little bit more about that, we're going to be heading over with Anthony Rosas over at WSU Tech with their IT introductory program.
Can you kind of briefly summarize what all introductory into the IT program and what the type of coursework that you're looking at is?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically we start out with the computer, the individual unit, a computer, okay? And we learn all about the hardware that makes it work, hard drives, processors, video cards, CD drives if need be. And then we progress into the software that controls the hardware. So now we're able to manipulate a computer to do what we want it to do, okay? And the first part for hardware is normally about 4.5, 5 weeks. And then we spend the last 4 weeks at A-level course going over the software to manipulate it. And we actually get into virtual machines and the cloud and storing data, not only on our machines, but on a server or on the cloud. Sometimes they're both. So it's a strenuous course. I'm not going to kid you. But when they leave our course, they're ready for their certification, and that's just the building block for the next course.
Any type of person that seems to thrive in this type of field?
Yes, a good question right there. One of the things we see is people who seem to thrive are people who are analytical.
Okay.
Thinking of, okay, if I have a computer problem, I'm already starting the troubleshooting process in my head before I even get to the computer. Customer service, soft skills. You've got to know how to talk to people. So we actually have part of our curriculum is customer service skill training, how to interact with people.
What type of pay or what all should I expect?
Okay.
Fresh out, say with an associate's degree.
So as far as starting pay, you got your associates, you got a couple of certs under your belt. You can look, and this is my guesstimation, you can look at anywhere from $15 to $20 starting an hour. Understand that this is a high demand job. It can be stressful. Some of the hours are crazy, if you will, but at the same time, it's rewarding. The pay is not bad at all. And just have an open mind to learning, and because it's never going to stop.
Piece of crap.
Hi, can I get somebody from IT, please?
Moments later.
How can I help?
The computer that you guys made me borrow is so slow I can barely do any of my work.
Okay, well, have you rebooted it since we loaned it to you?
No.
Okay, why?
Why would I?
Okay, imagine if your computer were a library. After all, you've been checking out books all day, close the day, you need to go through and put them all back in order.
I don't read, I just listen to podcasts.
Just try it.
If you say so. I'm sorry, that actually worked. Thanks, admin man.
So what you just saw was an example of something you could run into working in the IT field. So even though with IT, there's a lot of hard skills involved in the work, there's still a lot of soft skills you need to be able to tap into. So just even talking and working with the people you're helping out, along with the hard skills, even if it's as simple as just restarting the computer. So since we've already taken a look at the education side of IT, let's take a look at what it actually looks like in the field. So we're going to take a look at Paragon. Paragon is a company that does a lot of manufacturing and non-destructive testing work for multiple different companies, including some as notable as SpaceX, which is pretty out of this world. But we're going to take a look and see what their IT department looks like.
I started here initially when I was 19 years old working in the masking department, ended up moving to another company to advance, absolutely hated it. And so I decided to go back to school, which is something I hadn't done since high school at all. Got my degree and then was contacted by my family, who was trying to bring this company into the 21st century and digitize things and actually be part of the rest of the world. And they asked me to spearhead that project for them.
The first time I heard about Paragon was trying to satisfy the internship part of my degree. And we had talked a couple times. They were already in the IT program. I was interested in getting into the IT program, but a little bit nervous about going back to school. And so we bonded by basically hashing all that stuff out. And Jay reached out to me again recently that they needed, someone to come in and help with the job planning part, but I think they also needed someone who could help with the cabling and help with, the other IT kind of stuff as it was needed.
Secondary IT without expanding the department.
Yeah, and so a lot of people wear a lot of hats around here. It's pretty, you can have 3 or 4 jobs in one job. So
yeah,
that's how I got introduced to Paragon.
We're talking about the field of IT in general. From your personal experience, is this something you would recommend to people? And if so, what type of people would you recommend it to?
I'd recommend it to people who maybe don't excel in traditional academic education and are more attuned to hands-on education. I think this is a really good field for people who may have had a rough relationship with traditional academia. And I think this is a great field for people who have a lot of issues maybe dealing with large-scale public work, because this is a little bit more reserved in that sense.
Do you feel that there's a need for more workers in IT?
Oh, constantly.
Absolutely.
Constantly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
My recent meeting that I did where we had several companies come together to problem solve these new government requirements for cybersecurity, I heard several people in the business from different companies say we need to hire more people, especially on the manufacturing side.
Absolutely.
A lot of people who do go to IT, a lot of people I know who have gone to school for IT work for banks, work for offices, medical field as well.
Medical
Also,
field, yes.
Always desperate for more help.
Because their technology is always expanding and going, and there's some really cool stuff.
Yeah, there's just a lot more options than I think people are aware of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Than just your home tech. Like, that's where my mind went. My mind went to the offices and, all that kind of stuff. And I never pictured myself working in a manufacturing situation, but love it. like, because you're making things happen. Like I said, like SpaceX, stuff like that. I mean, like, that's cool.
So, what would be something that you would say to someone looking into IT as a career opportunity or the field of their choice?
I would say just enroll, keep going. Like, I didn't know anything about hardware. That's not my vibe. Like, and continuously questioning myself, thinking I don't know anything about hardware, but going to the classes, studying every day, doing the homework, I know stuff about hardware. I wasn't aware that I knew stuff about hardware, but like, it's in there. So like, you just keep going. You will always feel like you don't belong and that you shouldn't, there's somebody that should come and tell you that you're wrong, but like, just stick with it.
How can I help this time?
I forgot my password.
Okay, let's get that reset for you.
Thanks, admin man.
So now that we've taken one look at what IT can look like out in the field, let's go explore another one. So Kansas FiberNet is a company that's all about supplying high quality, high-speed internet to other companies, organizations, and enterprises so that those companies can then either supply you with high-speed internet or supply you with services. So let's head over there. All right, so we're here today at Kansas Fiber with Chase. Chase, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been in IT for about 6 years now. I originally was an automotive mechanic, and I did that for about 4 years, and then I herniated a disc in my back, and me and my wife decided I needed to do something else with my life, so I decided to go back to school. Back in 2014, I went to school for the IT program with, at the time, Wichita Area Technical College, and I went through a couple classes, and then through the instructor there, I was able to get a job in IT.
So, with your experience in IT and as a network engineer, what type of person or what traits do you find that usually mesh well with this type of job?
A lot of what we do is very kind of off the cuff. Most of your problems aren't going to be, cookie cutter problems where it's the same solution every single time. Mm-hmm. In order to do something like this, to be really in the IT field, you have to be definitely willing to learn, because once you've upgraded to the latest and greatest system, you're already, 5 years behind in technology. You have to be willing to learn and research and also apply what you're learning and what you're researching and reading about to your job, to troubleshooting any problems or whatever. You really have to be able to look at it and the troubleshooting mindset to figure out what the actual customer complaint is, figure out why if their internet's not working, figure out why it's not working, to do anything change. So you got to be a step back and look at the whole picture. See every part of it that's involved, all any devices, any computers, switches or routers or whatever is involved, and be able to look at everything and figure out where you're having the problem. You really have to be good at troubleshooting and be good at being able to come up with the out of the box answers. You can look at something and be like, well, this can fix it, but if you can, think outside of the box and come up with, 20 different ways to fix it, which way is the best way? Which way is going to actually solve the problem rather than just putting a bandage on it?
What would you say to any students or any person in general that's even the slightest bit interested in getting into the IT field?
I would definitely say go for it. WSU Tech is definitely the place to go. Their IT program is absolutely outstanding. That has grown so much even over the last 5 years. You can go down pretty much any path you would like. The instructors are amazing. You're really missing out if you don't just take that leap and go for it.
Now, if you're interested in anything you saw here and getting kind of trained in IT, you might want to check out WSU Tech. They've got a really good program. We'll put a link down in the description, but also you could check them out at their website, wsutech.edu. And if you're interested in FutureMaker Lab and all the other things that we can do, you can check us out at our website, futuremakerlab.com. And remember to go ahead and like and subscribe down below. That'll really help out our channel here. All right, well, this has been Devin, signing off. Hello.
Hey, Devin, it's Greg. You got a minute to chat?
Yeah, Greg, what's up?
Hey, I'm on the ticket system right now, and I'm looking at over all the tickets here, and I am having a hard time believing that any one person can accomplish that many tickets in one day. What's going on?
I'm just trying to do a hard day's work, sir.
No one can accomplish that many tickets in one day.
Okay, I know it's confusing. And it's one thing to question my answers that I'm giving you, and it's another thing entirely to insinuate I'm some sort of superhero.
Well, I don't think I called you a superhero.
Well, that's good. I never thought of myself as a hero or anything. Truth is, I am Admin Man.